Hello and welcome to another video. This is going to be digital literacy introduction, and we're just going to look at some simple internet search tricks and tips. So let's get beginning. So first of all, browser and search engine. Well, the internet browser is the thing that you have on your computer, and it's what's actually going to show you the sites that you get to. The engine is what you actually type. Is the thing that actually goes and retrieves it and brings it to your browser. So a couple of very famous internet browsers, such as Internet Explorer. This one here with the symbol there, that's Mozilla Firefox, which we're going to be using in a minute. A very common one is Google or Google Chrome. That's what that looks like. Right, and then I've just got a couple of different search engines here. But you don't have to have Google. So, for example, there's DuckDuckGo or Ecosia, and Ecosia is Eco one, so it helps to plant trees every time it gets used. Right. So, but just for the purpose of this experiment, we're going to just use Google. We're going to use the same search engine in the same browser. In this case, in Google. So, right. What I'm going to do is, first of all, tabs. So the difference, okay, quotes. So going to just show you the difference when we type things in slightly different. So walking holidays in Scotland and walking holidays in Scotland. Now if you just type that in, what the internet search engine is going to do is it's going to look for those words. It doesn't really matter what order they're in. But if I put them in speech marks, which are the image above the number 2 on your keyboard, and I will get a slightly different result, because what it will do is it will actually look for that phrase exactly as it's typed. So let's see what difference we get. So here we've got, down here we've got walking holidays in Scotland. It all looks the same to begin with, but then the fourth one down is Exodus walking holidays, but that's not the same as the other one here, the Scottish walking holidays. So all of these will always have walking holidays in Scotland somewhere. You can see that I'm highlighting them here, and they'll always be in that order. In here they don't have to be in that particular order. So step 1, and it can give you some differences, is put your search information in speech marks, and it will give you that text will have to appear in that order. Right, you can also do something a little bit interesting. So let's just take these away, and now we're just going to put Monopoly but now here on the other one, we'll put Monopoly and then hyphen game. Now what that will do is, this one's just going to search for Monopoly, this is going to search for Monopoly, but if the website has game on it, then it won't appear. So you'll see the first thing that comes up on the normal one is a Monopoly board game, and there's quite a lot of the board game there, but here we got the meaning, and then other things. So we don't actually have the game. So by putting -game, it will actually reduce or ignore all of those. So any of the Monopoly sites that have game on them will not show. So that's a really useful way of cutting things down. So you can like search for famous cars, but put Ford cars, but put hyphen Fiesta hyphen Focus, and neither of those cars will appear. Right, now then we can also use, let's just go back to a nice neat start, or I'll just do a blank one. There we go. Right, so you can also search in specific sites. So if I was to do price of milk, and I could even do, oh look, Tesco's come up down there. But what I'm going to do on the other one is do price of milk, and this time I'm going to use a full colon, which is the dot dot, and it's by the side of the L on your keyboard. And then I'm going to put Tesco.com. Now what that means is this time it's only going to search on Tesco.com. So you'll see now all of those hits are Tesco.com, whereas here's my supermarket.gov, everything like that. So, and even if I put Tesco over here, I would still get some of the companies. He says The Guardian, My Supermarket, Express, whereas everything here must be. So if you put the full colon and then the name of the website, it will only search that website. So that will work for Amazon.com, etc., etc. And always worth having a play with some of these. Right. Another neat little one. Let's just go back, go blind, go back, go blind. Is asterisk, the asterisk wizard. So just for now I only need the one. The asterisk wizard, so you especially works for song lyrics like we're doing now. Right. So when you put the asterisks in and it's come up with the Beatles Come Together, which is what I expected it to do, what the browser's doing, the search engine's doing now, is it knows that there are other words here, but it knows that we don't know what they are, so it's searching for combinations that could go in there, and then it'll put them in order. So it's going to be come together with these for a lot of these. It's really good for song lyrics when you've forgotten the lyrics. Such as, I know that, oh, and this will also work better if you put them in speech marks again. Tomorrow. And tomorrow, Wendy, You're Going to Die by Concrete Blonde. So, it's a useful way if you don't know a particular word, but there was a sentence, then you can search around, and any missing words you don't know, you just put the asterisk in. Right. Now, related sites. Now, this is quite interesting. So, you might have been looking for a holiday, and something might have come up on secretescapes.com, because you're planning a nice little holiday somewhere. So, I just type Secret Escapes, and then it's going to give me different types of holidays which are Secret Escapes. But if I do related to secretescapes.com, so this will come up with other options which are related to, which are similar to secretescapes.com but aren't secretescapes.com. So there's like Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Expedia, Deal Checker. But you'll note now that these are alternative approaches. None of those have got secretescapes.com. So it's looked for sites which are related, similar, but not the same. Okay, so okay, multiple words. So here, and once again, it's useful to use the speech marks. So I've got speech mark camping holiday in south of France, speech mark, or caravan holiday in the south of France, and I type those in. It's going to be a little bit focused onto those two types of things. So it's the same as the speech marks for searching for the exact text, but now I can look for multiple strings of text. So where this can work quite interesting is if you just go and you sort of expand as you go. So fit. Okay. Well, actually, yes, I did want the fit, but I wanted fit 500. Doopy-doop. Now we can actually go, well, what if I like red or white? So what I'm going to do is go red Fiat 500 or white. Now it's only going to give me red and white ones to go and look for. So this is combining that speech marks where it looked for exactly that text, but now I can look for multiple ranges. You can also do some cheats with dates. So let's remembered it here. So Fiat 2008. Now it's only going to come up with Fiat 500s, which are 2018. It's quite an interesting little trick. It's useful if you want to know, who won the World Cup in a particular year. It'll search that for you. Right. One of the simplest ways, and we just saw me doing this 2 seconds ago, is expand your search. So you start off with something like a Fiat 500. You say, yes, that's okay. I want a little bit more detail. Red Fiat 500. Remember, if I put this in asterisk speech marks, I would only get that. Now I can also put. Now it's going to look for red Fiat 500 from the year 2019 only. So, getting quite helpful now. So, another general tip is only put in relevant words. So, where can I find a shop that stocks Indian spices? It's going to be all over the place. But if I then went and I just take what's important to me and I put something a little bit more focused in Indian spice shops near me, now I'm going to get a little bit more of a focused view. Okay. So there are some interesting shortcuts. So if I put in, say, weather for this one, and I put in asterisk, a postal code asterisk, now instead of just giving me the weather, it'll give me the weather for this particular location, which in this case, if you live in the Western Isles of Scotland, you'll know it's on the Isle of Lewis. So you can put in whatever postcode you want there. So now we can start seeing the weather in the centre of Cardiff now. So that's a nice little tricky one. You can also use it to help with words you don't quite understand. So define, full colon, asterisk, schedule. And what that will do is that will give you the definition of schedule. Okay, so it's useful if you're not sure of a word. Just use this search trick to find it. There's also one that is a little bit fun. What is the degrees of Kevin Bacon? This is how many steps away from Kevin Bacon somebody is. So you can just put in any actor in there. The higher the number, the further they are away. So Johnny Depp should be, I think it's 2. Yep, 2. There you go. It's a little bit silly. Sometimes it's fun to have a laugh. Right. Now we can do some, let's look for another one. Now we're going to look for specific files. So this tends to be used more in academia. So I do what is critical theory. Put it in normally. It's going to come up with lots of different websites. But what I can do is I can search for particular file types. So file type PDF now it's just going to return sites that have got a PDF link. You can also do the same thing with any file extension, so like .doc, and now it's a document folder. If we just change that into critical pedagogy, file name, because it's more likely to come up, that's why I'm doing it. Not everything will come up. So PPT, that's a PowerPoint. So are there any PowerPoints on it? Yes, there are. So, oh, that's a, yep, there we go, PowerPoint download. So it shows you can search for the file name type, and that will work for all of the file extensions. So you've got .doc, PDF, ODT for OpenOffice, XLS, spreadsheets, etc. Those are the three letters after the dot on a name. So, right, another little thing that internet engine search engines can do, which is quite interesting, is provide alternatives, or what we call verses. So P's versus VS stop, and then I'm going to do broccoli, if I can spell it right, and then helps to do those in the speech marks. So now what it's just going to start giving facts that compare those two, or look at those two things. So peas versus broccoli raw, peas versus broccoli. So nutritional facts, very useful, but you can use that for just about anything. So versus, best to use VS with a dot, by the way. Peas versus broccoli, there you go. Right. Okay, conversions, these are sort of built in. So 10 miles to km, oops, and it will actually give me that straight away. So you can do changes in quantity. So for example, 2 pints, to litres, it's remembering because I practice this. There you go. You can even do money. So 100 US dollars to GBP, which is Great British Pounds. There you go. Right, have we got anything else? No. There's a few tips and tricks to try. The best thing to do is to give some a go when you're searching on the internet and just try something different. They can really help you target your internet searching, and they can also help you reduce sites that you don't particularly want to see. Well, that's it for this one. Goodbye.